Hey everybody, it's Kara with Epicure, Epic with Kara. So I hope you guys can join me just for a few minutes. I am making chicken fajita nachos for lunch today. Drew and I are getting ready for the big game, go Raiders, because we know a lot of those Raiders guys are Clemson boys. So we're excited to see them play this afternoon. So I'm going to show you a few things. Let me grab some tongs real quick. So I've taken the liberty to kind of help with time here today, and I've already made, cooked my chicken and my peppers and onions. And on that I used Epicure's fajita seasoning, because we do love some Mexican here. So I'm going to add some peppers. So what I do is I actually use cake pans and have chips already on there, so I'm going to sprinkle these throughout that real quick. And I use mainly onions, green peppers, and yellow and orange. I'm not a big red pepper person, but you pick what you like and just shake that fajita seasoning on there. And so while we're standing here, I do have my oven on underneath me on broil, because I'm going to stick these in the oven just for a few minutes to get them nice and warm and melt the cheese on top. So now I'm going to add my chicken. So I just kind of took my chicken tenders and cut them in half, and then once they were done, also sprinkled on that fajita seasoning. And remember, everything that Epicure sells is gluten-free. So as you can see, because I have tortilla chips in here, I'm just trying to cut down on the gluten, trying to get my allergies and sinuses back under control, because gosh forbid right now you sneeze, yeah, you get some kind of funky looks. We talked about that at church today. But all right, so there is my chips, my onions and peppers, and my chicken. And now I'm just going to top that with some cheddar cheese real quick, because Drew and I do like some cheese. And then I'm going to throw this in the oven just for a few minutes to let that melt and get good and crispy. And while that is going, we're going to make two more things to go on top of our nachos. So the other thing we're going to be using today is pollo picante, and this simply is made out of onion, sea salt, garlic, chili, spices, cayenne pepper, jalapenos, and chives. And the directions to make the salsa, all that's listed right here. It's things that you can read. I love it. It simply says to stir in 2 tablespoons of the mix into 1 cup of diced tomatoes and a splash of lime juice. So I've already got that in my bowl. There's my diced tomatoes and 2 tablespoons of the picante, and I'm just going to stir that around. Even Drew said when he opened this one that it smelled really good. You can smell all the spices. So I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if I should have maybe drained the diced tomatoes, because it's a little runny. So depending on how you like your salsa, I'm actually making sure that's not too hot. I'm going to actually shake a little bit more into mine. That's the great thing about this. You can just add more, add less, whatever your family likes. And then I'm going to do a quick squeeze of lime in there. Maybe I should have rolled my lime first. All right. So now I've got my salsa ready for when those come out of the oven. I got the salsa right there. Now let's make the guacamole, my favorite. So I've got 2 avocados in there. I just pitted it and dumped it in there. Same thing, the third spice we're using today is the guacamole. Ingredients for this one: onion, sea salt, red bell pepper, garlic, spices, herbs, and chilies. And it simply says to mash 2 ripe avocados and combine with 3 tablespoons of this mix and a splash of lime juice. That's the basic one. There's also a recipe back here for creamy guacamole, and then also cooking with it too. So remember to make sure you look on the back of your spice jars. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to use my little Epicure spoon here, and I believe it said 3. Yep, that's going to spill 1, 2, and 3. Move that over. Check on my chips. I'm starting to smell them. They smell yummy. I'm actually going to turn that off. Squeeze my lime juice. I'm gonna mash these up. So this is simply all your spices in with your avocados there. And that way I can have my guacamole to go on with my fajitas that are in the oven. All right, so I'm gonna mash this up a little bit more. I'm gonna sit this beside my salsa, move my top lid over. And let's pull these out, let's see what these look like. Ah, that looks good. Good and toasty chips. My cheese is melted. And I'm simply gonna add on, I've got some sour cream. I'm gonna add on a little bit of our salsa that we made. And then I'm gonna mash this up and get it mixed up a little bit more. So we'll have our guacamole. I'll send you a final picture. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out Epic with Kara. Make sure you're a friend on my page. And if you'd like the website to get these seasonings to, just give me a quick message. Thanks guys, talk to you later.